Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing great and studying really hard for your examinations. As you can see on the screen, this video is for all the CMA final students. Yes guys, for your paper number 17, that is Cost and Management Audit. The new syllabus which has come up in 2022, which has been released by the ICMAI, wherein the institute has made many changes in this particular paper, I would say. Many latest topics have been included like forensic audit and information system security audit, anti-money laundering and ESG audit. Topics like these have been introduced to make the syllabus very latest, and all the hot trending topics in audit have been included in your paper number 17. We have already covered forensic audit in another lecture. If you haven't watched it yet, you can go and watch that video. Your entire forensic audit will be complete. In this particular lecture, we are going to cover the topic of ESG audit. Okay? अगर आपने नहीं सुना है तो कृपया अपनी जो बुक है लेटेस्ट उसे खोल लें and you can go to the topic of ESG audit, which is in your chapter number 12. As per the institute syllabus, evaluation of corporate image. Yes, so we'll be covering ESG audit today. Let us start. Ma'am, what is the full form of ESG? ESG. E stands for environment. S stands for social. And G stands for governance, which means corporate governance. Okay, this means corporate governance. मैम क्या आप इस लेक्चर में हमें ये पूरा टॉपिक पढ़ाने वाले हैं? Yes, I'll be covering the entire topic, but the overview of the topic. Thereafter, after watching this video, you can quickly go through this topic and learn it. ये वीडियो देखने से आपको ये पूरा टॉपिक जो है इन एंड आउट समझ में आ जाएगा, उसके बाद आप अपने बुक से पढ़ सकते हैं. ऑलराइट, सो लेट अस स्टार्ट. मैम, व्हाट इज दिस ESG ऑडिट एंड व्हाई डू वी हैव टू डू दिस एनवायरमेंट, सोशल एंड गवर्नेंस ऑडिट? So guys, as we already have studied in our class 11 and 12, that business is a part of society. Business gets from the society, it gives to the society as well, and it should serve the society at large, right? Business का profit motive होता है, but at the same time business should also ensure that it is serving in a right way to the society. It is getting resources from the society, it should give back to the society in a proper manner. That means environmentally, socially, and also from the governance point of view. All right, तो इसीलिए इस टॉपिक को इंक्लूड किया गया है. दिस ESG ऑडिट हैज़ बीन मेड, दिस रादर आई वुड से ESG रिपोर्टिंग, इट हैज़ बीन मेड मैंडेटरी बाय द SEBI, Securities Exchange Board of India. You guys already know. It is the regulatory authority which regulates all the dealings in shares and securities in our country. So SEBI in the year 2021 mandated the top 1000 listed companies. Remember this, the top 1000 listed companies to report their BRS. BRS means business reporting on business responsibility and sustainability reporting. So business का responsibility जो है towards the society, उसके बारे में reporting करना SEBI ने mandatory कर दिया. किन के लिए? Only for the top 1000 listed companies. How to find the top 1000 listed companies? As per the market capitalization. All right. So basically in this reporting, what has to be reported? What are the environmental consequences of the business? How is it affecting the environment adversely? Or how is it supporting the environment or doing something to uplift or improve the environmental conditions? How is it contributing socially? Socially मतलब अपने employees को किस तरह से help कर रहे हैं? How, other than monetary, other than financial metrics, this reporting is particularly on the non-financial metrics aspect. Environment, social and governance. Okay, let us start. India has introduced New environment, social and governance reporting requirement for the top 1000 listed companies by market capitalization. और ये किसने लागू कराया है? The Securities Exchange Board of India, the SEBI. It stipulates that the disclosure must be made through a new format, namely the BRSR, Business Responsibility and Social Reporting Report. Okay, just underline this. It is mandatory from the financial year 2022 and 23. That means from financial year 22-23 onwards, this reporting will be mandatory for all companies. No, ma'am, only for the top 1000 listed companies as per market capitalization. So in this, you can just note down this reporting is applicable for the top 1000 LCs, that means listed companies as per market cap. And who has mandated this? It has been mandated by SEBI. And what will be the reporting format? What will be the reporting format? Say with me, BRSR. BRSR, not your bank reconciliation statement. Okay, guys, it's Business Responsibility and Sustainability Report. From which financial year it's mandatory? Financial year 2022-23. All right. So what is the meaning of sustainability, मैम? इतनी देर से आप बोल रहे हैं business responsibility, sustainability, इसका मतलब क्या है? तो business responsibility I already explained you. It is the responsibility of business towards the environment, towards the society. What is sustainability? Sustainable business is basically a business which has strategies of reducing the adverse effects on the environment and thereby surviving in the long run. A business can only survive in the long run if it has measures to reduce its adverse environmental impacts. Otherwise, कहीं ना कहीं जाके वो business problems face करेगा, environmental, societal, and it will have to take measures of shutting down. So, sustainable means long run में continue करना and कैसे continue करना? Environmental impacts को, adverse effects को reduce करके करना. Okay, this is sustainability. Now, since so many companies are coming up, so many industries and factories are being set up, startups का ज़माना आ गया है. So, the government has to take measures to protect the environment. Every day we are hearing about, climatic changes, global warming, increase in the greenhouse effect, which is causing, unhealthy impact on the humans at the end. So because of all these reasons, government has taken step to protect the environment and to impose a mandatory reporting on the companies so that companies aware हो जाएं अपनी responsibility को लेके towards the environment and they also start acting on the same. Okay, if everybody works together to protect the environment, तभी environment हमारा जो है वो बच सकता है. So sustainability is fast becoming a key priority for corporates all around the world. Along with wealth creation, sustainable environmental development is also the responsibilities of business. Companies and organizations have started preparing sustainability reports, disclosing their performance on environmental, social, governance parameters as part of reporting on the non-financial performance metrics. कभी आपने अगर किसी कंपनी की एनुअल रिपोर्ट खोल के पढ़ी हो तो you will see so many reports are published which are on the non-financial parameters. So this reporting is mandated by the SEBI. How does India view ESG compliance? This topic is very easy. Okay, I have started this, but I will again quickly show you what topics we will be covering in this particular chapter. Meaning of ESG audit we have already completed. ESG compliance as per SEBI we will be doing. Disclosure requirements, what exactly the companies need to disclose in this BRSR. Examples of Indian companies complying with the requirements and approach of the other countries. How are other countries dealing with this ESG? So, let us quickly do how does India view ESG compliance, that is the mandate by SEBI. Earlier, in Companies Act 2013, you must have heard of section number 135. What is section 135, guys? Can you recall? Yes, ma'am, it's CSR, Corporate Social Responsibility. So India became the first country, to mandate social responsibility on the corporates, White Companies Act 2013, section number 135. Thereafter, सेबी ने क्या किया? सेबी ने रेगुलेट किया, सजेस्ट किया कि कंपनीज को नेशनल वॉलंटरी गाइडलाइंस ऑन सोशल, एनवायरमेंटल एंड economic responsibilities of business के according there was a report format BRR, business responsibility reporting. So the companies had to disclose their social, environmental and governance responsibilities earlier in BRR, business responsibility reporting. In that requirement, only the top 500 companies were covered, but later it got amended in the year 2021. This BRR got replaced by BRSR that we just studied, the Business Responsibility and Sustainability Reporting, and wherein the top 1000 listed companies were covered. Alright, so firstly क्या आया? Corporate Social Responsibility आया in Companies Act. Then SEBI released the National Voluntary Guidelines. Thereafter, in which BRR format was there. उसके बाद में SEBI ने May 10th 2021 or May 9th, I don't exactly remember, but it was May 2021. उसके अंदर जो है सेबी ने BRR को रिप्लेस करके BRSR फॉर्मेट लेके आया, that is Business Responsibility and Sustainability Report. Clear? Yes. Now exactly what are the disclosure requirements? यहाँ पर मैं एक लगा दूँ घंटी. This, yes, see May 10th 2021. I was right. Yeah. So what are the disclosure requirements under India's new ESG policies? This disclosure requirements is based on the 9 principles stipulated in the National Guidelines on Responsible Business Conduct. National Guidelines on RBC, Responsible Business Conduct. How a responsible business should conduct itself. Okay, so there are 9 principles. This is also released again by the SEBI only. In principles के आधार पर, based on these principles only, the disclosure requirements are given. Alright, before showing you the disclosure requirements, I'll quickly just show you the 9 principles. Yes, can you see this? National Guidelines on Responsible Business Conduct. Yes, ma'am. So over here the 9 principles are given. Businesses should conduct and govern themselves with integrity in a manner that is ethical, transparent and accountant. Okay, so the businesses should conduct themselves in a ethical, transparent and accountable manner. Businesses should provide goods and services in a manner that is sustainable and safe. So no use of hazardous materials, minimize the chemical use as much as possible. Businesses should respect and promote the well-being of employees, including those in their value chains. Okay, so all the employees, the suppliers, the creditors, everyone who is included in the value chain, the middlemen. The businesses should encourage themselves or should conduct themselves in such a manner that it promotes the well-being of the employees and everyone in the value chain. Businesses should respect the interests and be responsive to their stakeholders, to all the stakeholders. Respond करना चाहिए, उनके queries, complaints को answer करना चाहिए. Only then you will be societally responsible, right? Businesses should respect and promote human rights. No infringement of human rights should be done by the businesses. Businesses should respect and make efforts to protect and restore the environment. Restoring the environment. Businesses, when engaging in influencing public and regulatory policy, should do in a manner that is responsible and transparent. So in any way, if the business is influencing the public, okay, public policies, in that case it should also be transparent and responsible in its behavior. Businesses should promote inclusive growth and equitable development. Businesses should engage with and provide value to their customers in a responsible manner. So these are the 9 principles of the नेशनल गाइडलाइंस ऑन आरबीसी रिस्पॉन्सिबल बिजनेस कंडक्ट. मैम एग्जाम में आएगा क्या? नो, द 9 principles are not included. Only the principles that have been given in your book, you have to do those as per the syllabus right now. Okay, so I have just given you a brief idea of the 9 principles. Now let us just study the reporting requirement. See, this reporting format is mandatory from financial year 2020 to 23, but it is voluntary for financial year 2021-22. But businesses have already started because now they have to report mandatorily. So the companies have started preparing their compliance reports. The disclosure requirements. First is the general aspect. This is not related to any particular principle. It is just general management and process disclosures. Okay. So disclosure of the general, process, the risks, opportunities. So firstly, the businesses have to give an overview of the company's material ESG, environmental, social and corporate governance risks and opportunities. Okay, risks and opportunities related to environment, society and corporate governance. Risks भी बतानी है and opportunities भी, and approach to mitigate or adapt to these risks as well as their financial implications. So if I just write it in short, risks and opportunities of what? Of ESG. Overview of this, then mitigation और adaptation, या तो कैसे reduce करेंगे इसको या कैसे इसमें adapt होंगे, and financial implication as well, financial implication. Next, sustainability related goals and targets and related performance. So what are the goals and targets related to sustainability and what are the performance parameters? उसके लिए company क्या क्या action ले रही है. Management structures, policies and processes related to sustainability. Again, what are the policies related to sustainability? How is the management structurized? Organization hierarchy क्या है when it comes to acting in a sustainable manner, उसके लिए क्या क्या policies बनाई गई हैं. Then next is environmental aspect. This principle we just read that businesses should respect and make efforts to protect and restore the environment. पढ़ा था ना अभी हमने RBC guideline में. Yes, so based on this principle, the disclosure requirement related to environment is resource usage, energy and water, and intensity metrics. How many watts of energy or how many kiloliters of water, horsepower, all these are utilized in the company. Air pollutant emissions, greenhouse gas emissions, waste generated and waste management practices, the impact on biodiversity. Okay. Then when it comes to social, so this one was general, next was environment, that is E. This is S, that is social S. Now social में क्या क्या आ जाता है हमारा? Employees, community and consumers. Now what are the principles on which these disclosure requirements are based? Businesses should respect and promote the well-being of the employees and all including in their value chains. Businesses should respect and promote human rights. Businesses should promote inclusive growth and equitable development. And it should engage with and provide value to their consumers in a responsible manner. And principle number 1, they should conduct and govern themselves with integrity in a manner that is ethical, transparent and accountable. Okay, this is related to governance, not this one. Okay, till here, they should provide to their consumers in a responsible manner. Okay, related to employees, let us see what are the disclosure requirements related to employees. Gender and social diversity, including measures for differently abled employees, turnover rates, median wages, welfare benefits to permanent and contractual employees. What are the welfare benefits? Occupational health and safety. What is the company doing to ensure that the employees, the laborers are safe while they are doing their jobs? Trainings. Related to community, social impact assessment. What is the impact of the business of the company on the society? Rehabilitation and resettlement. If the company is, establishing business on a particular land, establishing a factory, it should ensure that it is resettling the people who were staying there in a proper location. Corporate social responsibility. When it comes to consumers, product labeling, product recall, consumer complaints concerning data privacy, cyber security, etc. So all these should be disclosed where in the BRSR. These are the 4 principles on which all these disclosure requirements are based. Lastly, G, related to corporate governance. The principle is that they should act in a manner that is ethical, transparent and accountable, and should govern themselves with integrity. And what are the disclosure requirements? How is the company training its top management and the members of the board with respect to these RBC guidelines? Training क्या क्या कैसे दी जा रही है? Properly train किया जा रहा है कि नहीं? Because if they are not trained, if the top management, senior managers are not trained, the employees are not trained, how will they work towards this reporting, right? Anti-corruption and anti-bribery policies, awareness programs conducted for value chain partners on the principles of RBC guidelines. So it is not, just for the reporting, just for the sake of reporting that we have to follow these guidelines. To conduct the business in a sustainable manner, these guidelines have to be followed. The National Voluntary Guidelines on Responsible Business Conduct. Now, this is very simple how big Indian companies are adapting to the ESG pivot. All the big companies, be it Tata, Reliance, Vedanta, any big name that you take which you think is in the top 1000 listed companies, they are taking measures to adopt, this ESG in their day-to-day business activities. So already all the top companies have taken ESG in their key RA for the top management. KRA for the top management. KRA means key responsibility areas. Key responsibility areas. See, they have taken key result areas. Okay, key result areas for the top management, where the top management has to focus. You can just go through this topic, nothing as such to explain here. Now, what other countries are doing with regard to the environment, social and governance responsibilities of business? Again, we'll just quickly go through this. In the UK, quoted companies are mandated to provide a report disclosing annual greenhouse gas emissions, diversity and human rights. Again, the premium listed companies, okay, they have to also report how they apply the main principles of Corporate Governance Code 2012. So, in that country, this is followed. In the European Union, the European Union Commission Directive on Disclosure of Non-Financial and Diversity Information, it is considered a major reporting instrument of the EU. It requires certain large companies and public interest companies to disclose material, environmental, social and employee related matters. The United States, the SEC, just like we have SEBI in India, there is Securities and Exchange Commission in the US. It directs all listed companies. देखो इंडिया में तो सिर्फ top 1000 as per market capitalization. In the US, it is so important, the government considers it so important that all listed companies have to disclose their environmental compliance expenses. Another sustainability reporting instrument by the New York Stock Exchange mandates that listed companies adopt and disclose a code of business conduct and ethics. And what does the China government do? China has 7 regulations that act as instrument of mandatory disclosure on sustainability matters. The Environmental Information Disclosure Act in China, it mandates the corporations to disclose environmental information. Annual resource utilization, pollution levels, waste generation, disposal method and some other aspects can be disclosed voluntarily to gain more rights to grants and public support. So, you see, the government is so pro towards the environment and social responsibilities of business that it is saying that if you disclose more information voluntarily, you will get more public support and more, rights for government grants. So this is a very nice step which has been taken by the China government, which will encourage businesses to disclose these voluntarily. Okay, so that's all with the ESG audit topic. It was a small topic, but you can expect questions in the exam. You can expect objective as well as subjective questions from this topic. All right, so these are the 5 topics that we have covered in this chapter. I hope it helped you guys to cover the topic. If you face any doubts, you feel free to write in the comment section, and do like and share the video with your friends to whom you think this video will be helpful. See you guys. Thank you so much.